Okay, so it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Got this shit working right. Trying to show you guys what I got set up here. That subwoofer right there does not have the proper connection for my little Sony system. As you can tell with the back, it's just got the speaker connection. And you hear it working right now. So, what I did was I set up a car amp. As you can tell, it's got power. Here's a speaker wire for that sub. I did a lot of different things for this now. It's not just simple connect, for a car audio system. This is a car amp hooked up to this surround system. Right here I have a computer CPU with all the wires cut right here, but 2 wires. Inside, I got a random black one and the green one cut, spliced, connected together, and put the electrical tape wrapped around it. So then this thing will turn on whenever you turn it on. Obviously, those are the 2 wires that when you connect it to a PC motherboard, it says, hey, turn on. I troubleshooted that by doing that issue. I've got a random black and a random yellow. I've got computer wire, or not computer wire, but speaker wire connected to them, just to give it something, an extension, because I cut it too short. Right here, I have the 12 volt, I have the ground, and then I've got a little piece of speaker wire going from the 12 volt or the battery connection to the remote wire, just so the amp will turn on. And from turning this switch off, turns that off, and no more sub. So obviously you still hear music because of the simple fact that's on my main receiver, which to move my amp back a little bit. And I'm using a PCU power supply that max wattage is 300 watts, which for now it does its job, obviously. And I'm working with an MTX Audio Thunder 6304 1000 watt amp. This is kind of a quick thing, I don't really have the money, so I just said, hey, let me fuck around real quick. I do have my Denon sub right here for another system, but I was using that earlier to have a little bit of fun. That actually belongs to a 7.1 surround system in the other room, which is a 1000 watt system. Basically this is simple, and then I went to the further point. As you can see, every car amp requires, normally it's the red and white, that's being used as the white, but, it's a black cover. This right here is connected to the back of this, just like that. How I did that was, obviously I cut it about that far from the actual plug-in, and I spliced the wires. The negative terminal, which is normally the one that wraps around the main wire, which is considered the positive terminal, you put both negatives together and both positives. It's kind of a combination of the two from this one. Yet again, I didn't have the money, so I just tested it, and it worked. And then back here, it plugs into the subwoofer spot. So that does with the audio into here. Now, if you want to do it either the front or rear, regardless, it's going to work the same. But this one turns it all on. And you see that click on? Then you hear the sub. And just to show, if my video is not picking up the bass, just to give you a test, that noise, obviously, if a lot of people are aware, that's when the subwoofer is turned on, and it's the suction. That way you could tell this sub is actually active. All due to that system, and if you realize I turn it off, everything cuts off, and I do the same test. You don't hear nothing or anything. You know, obviously it's standing there due to the simple fact of the way it's standing. You know, whatever, you know, it's kind of leaning. And then like this, it just falls down. But to show, you know, that one switch, crank it on, the light comes on, and then it's moving on its own, and then it falls. See? Just like that. Now, this video is being posted on YouTube, as you see. You don't really need much to do it. Obviously, you don't need a 1,000-watt amp for it. It's kind of overdoing it, but that's all I had, so that's what I did it with. So far, this is just a home theater sub. You know, I will be doing this with an actual sub from a car.